How to be more confident. There is no cheat code, and the fake it till you make it mentality will not get you there any faster. Hi guys, my name is Victoria, and on this channel we're gonna talk about things that interest me, and hopefully I get to learn something from you as well. So, where does real confidence come from? I believe that truly confident people have been through some rough situations in their life. They have intentionally put themselves into harder positions, and they have figured out problems all by themselves, thus making them rely on themselves so much more because they have actually lived a life that was filled with ups and downs. They have come out the other side a bit more wise, a bit more intelligent, and a bit more capable to solve future problems. There is no fake it till you make it, there is no cheat code, because honestly, it just looks kind of silly when somebody is trying to fake that they're confident. I am sure that you have been in such situations when a person is acting a bit more cocky, a bit more loud, and it just comes off as superficial. You know that this person is easily breakable, and it's silly. It just looks really silly. To the point where I believe that even if you're a shy person, it's not a problem to show off your shyness and be true and authentic to yourself, as opposed to trying to be this confident person, because obviously you're not. It's fine. Being vulnerable is also a sign of being confident, because you're okay with yourself, you're okay with other people seeing who you truly are, as opposed to acting in some stupid and fake way. It doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve the other people, because you are lying to yourself and also you're lying to other people. They could sense your energy that it's fake, and truly I don't see the point of this whole act. Doing small things that are hard for you repeatedly will eventually make them easier for you. It's the same with building your confidence. The more you put yourself out there and do things that are hard for you, the more you will see that you are capable of handling life and handling these problems, and the more confidence you'll start having in yourself. Small wins compound to big self-trust. What confidence is not? Confidence is not loud, it's not arrogant, it's not showing off. When you walk inside of a room, usually the person who is loudest is the person that is most insecure, because they're trying to prove to everyone else how big they are, how capable they are. They need to show off how great and how amazing they are, but usually it's the other way around. Confidence is also not arrogant. You don't need to make somebody else's smaller or to hate on them in order for yourself to feel better, because you know that truly your problems and your lifestyle depends solely on who you are, as opposed to trying to push other people around, make them smaller, so that you can feel a bit better about yourself. Arrogance is the most primal form of self-defense, and nobody who is truly confident and knows who they are and what they stand for doesn't feel the need to defend themselves or to make anybody else feel smaller or less than him. As a matter of fact, truly successful people will never hate on somebody that is trying, that is on their way. They will encourage them. It's always the small-minded people, not sure about themselves, that are trying to hate on everybody else. Confidence also doesn't require external validation. You're not 5 anymore. You don't need your parents to tell you you're great, you're doing amazing in life. Of course, compliments from time to time feel nice, but you should be sure of yourself and not care about other people and their opinions of you, because you know for yourself how much you're worth and how much you can handle those hard situations that life throws at you. Discomfort is the entry point of confidence. We have all heard the saying that growth starts outside of your comfort zone, and that is correct for a reason. Confidence is built by going out in the world and putting yourself in truly hard situations. Not going the easy way, but intentionally putting yourself in a bit harder situations so that you grow. When a problem appears, a confident mind is able to directly shift to problem-solving mode, as opposed to starting to stress over what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna get out of this, and all those useless noise of your mind that is actually standing in the way of you solving your problems the fastest way and the most smart, of course. The other thing, when a problem occurs, some people like to avoid it. Avoidance is the easiest and fastest way for you to lose your confidence and to ditch your potential of ever being a good problem solver. That's why I believe that you should truly fear not trying way more than failure, because in failure you have the opportunity to learn by your mistakes and grow, and by avoiding it and not ever trying, you're stuck at what you're capable to do, and that's it. You need to prove to yourself that you're capable of handling all types of situations so that you don't need to rely on other people. Comments, likes, and getting attention feels very good at the moment that you're receiving it, but you need to detach from them, because this small dopamine spike makes your brain get hooked on it and needs more and more and more over time. Remember that those people that are following you on social media or in real life, most of them are giving you their likes and attention because it's a social norm. You don't know what's going on in their head. They might have some bad thoughts about you, they might speak behind your back, and honestly, you don't really need to know what's going on in their head. If you have a clear vision of who you are and what you stand for, other people's opinions should not matter. Your perception of yourself should be built on what you believe is true for you. Obviously, the people in your closest circle, like your spouse, your children, your best friend, their opinion also matters. I'm talking about the opinion of your bigger circle of friends that you meet from time to time. What they think of you is their business. Learn what you stand for and why it truly matters to you. If you ever catch yourself feeling sad or frustrated because of something someone said, ask yourself this question: is their opinion truly valuable to me? Why would I care about something someone else said that is truly not a figure of inspiration in my life? The next thing I want to talk about is comparison and how it could eat you alive. I understand that on a very primary level, comparison naturally occurs. For example, you walk into a room and after you walks another lady. She is younger, or she is taller, or she is skinnier than you. This is all features and traits that you can sense and notice without really delving very deep into your mind. Staying in those thoughts of comparison and giving it too much attention is your own choice. And from then on, deciding what you're gonna do with this comparison is again your decision. You can go on to whining, oh, why is she skinnier? Why I cannot be skinny like her? Or you can get her as an inspiration, start going to the gym more. You can go either way. It's your own decision. Confident people don't have the problem with somebody that is better looking or wiser going inside the room. They see that as a true inspiration. They see that as a motivation, that if somebody else can do it, then I can do it. And probably I can do it even better if I really put in the effort. Insecure people look at somebody that is better than them in a specific part of life and start feeling bad about themselves. The more you let your mind fall into this loophole of self-pity and feeling bad about yourself, the more you're pulling yourself backwards from achieving your goals. So my advice is to use comparison as data analysis. You can see somebody and say, okay, what can I do? What habits can I implement in my own life to get better, look like them, present myself like them, as opposed to going the other route, which is completely self-destructive and useless. Also, if you feel triggered by something somebody said, this is only an indication of what you need to work on yourself. Because why would you feel triggered by something that you don't identify yourself with? For example, somebody can look at me and laugh and say, ha ha ha, you're so short. I would not take it personally, because I know I'm 180, I'm tall. Like, it's very clear to me that I'm not short. So I would not take it personally. This is a very, very basic example, but I just want to clarify that if you truly know something about yourself, you cannot let other people trigger you or hurt you by insultive comments, because you know your true value, you're confident in what you are, what you stand for, and what you're capable of. What you can do in day-to-day basis is you can identify what scares you and practice it more and more to the point where it doesn't scare you anymore and you feel confident in doing it. For example, I am not the biggest fan of driving For sure, it has gotten way better, but one of my most repetitive nightmares is that I'm driving a car and the brakes don't work. This goes to show that in a very subconscious level of my brain, I'm very scared of driving. In the beginning, it was way worse. Anytime I would have to drive the car, my hands would sweat, I would start panicking and go into this fight or flight mode. Now it's so much better. I drive to work and back every single day, and sometimes I would also like to say that sometimes I enjoy it. In the beginning, it was not like that. I had this crippling fear that driving is so scary, something will happen for sure. And thinking like this puts your mind in a position that attracts danger and makes it all the more possible that something will actually happen. Other daily practices is when you talk to somebody, stand up and talk clearly. I'm not saying you should talk loud. Staying a bit like hunched like this and not really saying anything correctly and mumbling, this is all signs of you not being confident and of you not being sure of what you're saying. Another psychological trait that shows that you're confident is that you're smiling. If you're smiling while you're having a conversation with somebody else, you're actually showing your teeth. This on a very primal level shows that the person speaking has confidence because they're revealing more of themselves. And the last thing I would like you to practice in your day-to-day life is when you're talking to somebody else, be standing directly towards them and looking them in the eye, not playing with your hair, looking down, or playing with something else so that you have an excuse not to pay attention to the conversation. Just straight looking the person in the eye and talking with an open back and clearly. How you handle mistakes shows a lot about your personality. A truly confident person will never prove themselves always correct. Everybody makes mistakes, okay? It's normal, it's human, and confident people are not ashamed to admit it. Small things that helped me build my confidence is for sure my Balkan background and raising up in Bulgaria has helped me build some character. Also, I started working when I was 16. Every day I had to commute 1.5 hours to my work, 1.5 hours back. It was severely underpaid and it was really hard conditions. But at that time, I was just so happy to be making some money as a teenager. Then afterwards, at the age of 18, I went to work in Spain, in Ibiza. I was a promoter, but at that time, I had to rely only on myself. So I had to pay my own bills, cook for myself, live with a bunch of other people in an apartment. It was great times, honestly. I love it to this day. But for sure, this has helped me become more confident and independent as well. Afterwards, the medical university, for sure, it's built my character quite a lot because on one hand, it's really hard. And on the other hand, all the teachers and professors are really hardcore. So they truly make your ego go very small for 6 years. Modeling for the last 12 years has also helped me see what different people do and how they interact, how they handle situations. And I've had this type of negative comments that are so ridiculous. For example, once we were shooting for one magazine because I had to substitute for another model who called in sick. So I went to do the shoot and there was this one stylist that had arranged all the clothes and the shoes for the other girl, not for me. And we're putting on this beautiful Gucci dress and Gucci shoes or whatever. I don't remember the brand, but it was a high-end brand of shoes. And they don't truly fit me. Like I can put my feet in them, but they don't fit me because I'm number 41. And he looks at me and he's like, all the good brands or the high-end brands, they don't make shoes for such big feet. And I'm like, are you trying to insult how big my feet are? Really? This is so ridiculous. So yeah, there have been many situations like this that I have seen that what other people think is truly a reflect of what they're going through, and it has nothing to do with me. I'm truly sorry that people are feeling sad and are unwilling to accept their life for what it is, but I don't care about your insults. You can leave them to yourself. This also brings me to my next point. A lot of the times when people are trying to attack you, it's not about your features or your way of life. It's about some insecurities that they have in themselves A lot of the times people are hateful and are trying to attack you not because you have some flaws, but because they're having a bad day. They don't know any better how to handle the situation. They're feeling pain and they need to put it out in some shape or form. I'm not trying to say that that is an okay behavior. I'm trying to say that a lot of the times it has nothing to do with you. So if you take one thing from this video, is that life is so much more interesting when you put yourself in new situations. This is how you build confidence, this is how you build resilience, and honestly, it's so much more interesting this way. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, subscribe because there's so much more coming, and see you in the next one.